So you have to be careful because so what I do is every time I create anything, whether it be a book, and right now I'm in the moment of, I'm in the midst of creating a card game. Anytime I create anything, before I give it to an illustrator or someone to do digitally, because I draw everything with hand first. But I always make sure that I have the drawings because I don't want no one to basically say that they created it. Like all you did was repurpose, or not repurpose. All you did was redesign what I created. So I don't want no one to get the false sense of they believe that it's their work because at the end of the day, it's not their work when it's already been previously designed and I'm just shooting you over images. So that's what I did in the beginning. I made sure that I shoot it over images to my illustrator that I found on Fiverr because I didn't want him to turn around and say that he owned the images. And there was a little problem with me in that illustrator at the beginning because what happened is he wanted to he wanted something like because some illustrators want you to pay a percentage of like the sales that you make like when you market the book or on different platforms and you can't market it here, you can't market it there, but because like I said I gave him the images and I gave him the design work, that wasn't happening. That wasn't happening because I own everything to it. I just gave it, I handed it over to you just so you can redesign it digitally. I didn't hand it over to you so you can design it fully. So that was like a little situation I had with him in the beginning, and then also going forward, I wanted to actually. So I'm going to lead back to the Fiverr Illustrator. So what happened is I got the illustrations done, and I was in the Bronx, New York, at my friend's Airbnb, and like I said, she had people coming out the Airbnb a lot, and I met these wonderful Indian men from Asia. Uh, I met these wonderful Indian men, and they were basically. It's crazy how this works because I literally came home one day, right, and my friend's sister who was staying there at the time, I had told them that I was writing a children's book, and like I said, I'm in the midst of looking for illustrators. I never did this before. I never done any of this before, and what happens? Just so happened that these Indian men had came over for a book conference in New York, and they um, and my friend's sister was like, "Oh, hey, Devon is writing a children's book." To like, she had mentioned that to them, and then she had mentioned to me that that's what they did, and so we literally sat down that day, and I was able to talk to them, and I used them. Like when they left America and went back to Asia, I used these particular men, and I still use them today to do any layouts or things for my book. Their company is called Versatile Pre-Media. They might have changed it, so um, yeah, if they changed it, I'll look into it and I'll go back and I'll maybe make another video about it, or I'll just put it in the what's that called below the comment section below if you guys want the information for them. But they laid out my book for me, and all through me meeting them at my friend's Airbnb, which is crazy, right? Things happen. It, man, things happen in life in such a crazy way, you guys. Like, man, you don't understand because I was like I said, I'm a person that I didn't know how to create a book. I didn't know where to start. And literally, from me going to my trip to LA, learning about Fiverr, to me coming back to New York, to me being in a place where I'm like, I'm doing illustrations, but then I turn around and I meet these men from Asia, these Indian men from Asia, and they help me with my layout. And man, when I tell you things, man, like I just trust y'all, trust in the process, trust in what you're doing, and if you want to do something, trust and believe that God. And if you don't believe in God, higher power or spiritual power or whatever is going to bring you. The universe is going to bring that to you. Like if you really want something and you keep talking about it, man, the universe will bring it to you. I'm not like this ain't a joke. So what happened is they end up doing my layout, and in the midst of them doing the layout, they was like, "Oh, we also do digital. We do digital books, like where you get the book on the phone, and you can like see it and it's moving and blah blah blah, like the pages." And so they were like, in order for us to do that, we would just need you to get your AI formats, your AI formats or your PSD formats for which AI is Adobe Illustrator and PSD is Photoshop. Wait, Photoshop? Yeah, is that Photoshop? Is it PSD? I'm sorry, don't quote me on PSD, but I think it is PSD. It stands for like the Photoshop. But in order for them to be able to basically create that work on the app. And so I went back to the Illustrator that I use on Fiverr, and I asked them for those files. And this is where it went wrong.